So, Leetcode practice question. In this video, there are two things. The first thing is to see how to solve this problem. So we are going to find a solution, and then we are going to do some coding work. And the second goal is to see how we should behave in a real interview. So let's get started. So remember, the first thing in a real interview is always try to understand the question. If there is anything unclear, don't be shy. Please bring out the question, and at the same time, think about some edge cases. So let's take a look at the question. So binary tree zigzag level order traversal. So given the binary tree, return the zigzag level order traversal with nodes value from left to right, then right to left for the next level, and alternate between. So for example, given binary tree as below, we will have the traversal as 3, then 29, and then 15, 7. So having said that, let's see if there's any edge case. I think the only edge case I can think of is the root node is none, which means the tree is empty. Otherwise, I think that's okay, but that edge case can also be cared about in the general algorithm without doing some special edge case checking at the very beginning, I think. So the next part is about finding a solution. So the solution wise, I think you could just use the Bfs. So for Bfs, is something like for a certain layer, we also instead of like normal Bfs, we also need to have a boolean to keep track of what is the order to traverse the corresponding layer. Other than that, I think there isn't too much room to find a solution. So it's Bfs plus a param to keep track of the direction, whether from the beginning to the end or from the end to the beginning for each level traversal. So the runtime is going to be O of n, and is the number of the nodes within the tree. And the next part is about coding. So for coding, we care about the correctness of the code, the readability of the code, and of course, don't be too slow. So let's give it a try about the coding part. First of all, we will define the result. Let's say this is traversal result as new. Let's say linked list. And we will have, let's call it boolean list direction as equal to, let's say direction, or maybe begin to end. Let's say initialize as true. And the next part is the juicy part, which is the Bfs implementation. So for Bfs, we need a queue. The queue would be the tree node. So underlying implementation is linked list. So initially we will add the routine to the queue. So if root is not equal to none, then you're having the queue dot add the root node. And the queue is not empty, then we will have the size of the queue dot size, and we are going to traverse the corresponding layer. Equals 0 as smaller the size, and plus I. So we need to, so for this one, we need to actually have a list let's say the level, which is a traversal result. It is a new linked list. And then we will have the level.add. Okay, so it is a tree node first. So we are going to pop the tree node from the queue dot pool, and we will add node dot value into it. And if node.left is not equal to none, then we are going to say queue.add node.left. If right is not none, then we are also going to add the right. So that's it for traversing the corresponding layer. And after that, we are going to do the reverse, or collections.reverse, right? It depends. So we are going to say if so if not begin to end, then we need to reverse it. Otherwise, we just need to keep the original order. So begin to end is equal to not begin to end. Then we are going to add the corresponding traversal result for the level to add into the traversal result, final traversal result. So, and finally, we are just going to return the traversal result. So after we are done with coding, it's time for us to do some testing. So let's see how to test this. Usually we need to choose a simple example, do some sanity check, explain how this piece of code is going to work on the simple example, and at the same time we check if there's any bug within the code. So let's see. Let's take this example. Let's say we have the queue as empty initially, and then we are going to add 3 into the queue. So the size of the queue currently is equal to 1. So we have a new level linked list here, and we go from, so we just iterate through this level. There is only one node within this level, which is 3. So we are going to add 3 into the level, and we see that left and right both are not none, so we are going to add 9 and 20 into the queue. And finally we see that begin to end is true, so we are not going to reverse it, and we change the begin to end as false after finishing traversal this level. So we are going to add a 3 into it, and for the next level similarly we are going to pop 9 and 20 and add into the level. And for 20 there are 2 nodes, 2 children, left and right not none, so we are going to add them into the queue as well. And finally we have the 9 and 20 as a level. And because begin to end is false, so we are going to reverse it, and so we will have 20 and 9, and then we are going to put it into traversal result. So I think overall it should work well. Let's try to give it a shot. Alright, submission. Okay, so it seems like everything works well. So that's it for this coding question. If you have any question about the puzzle or about the solution, feel free to leave some comments below. If you like this video, please help subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.